Well, folks, one of the sure ways to know that the housing market is in distress and that a key indicator would be new listings of homes for sale. The more people that have to list their homes for sale is a good indicator that, hey, there's distress in the housing market. Unfortunately, what we're seeing right now in Ohio, specifically Franklin County, is that new listings of homes for sale, they're down year over year. Down 6.2% year over year, meaning we have fewer people putting their home on the market right now versus this time last year. And that's a sign that there isn't a ton of distress in the central Ohio housing market. It's kind of the way it is, unfortunately, if you're looking for prices to come down. So that's what we're looking at today on the Ohio Housing Nerd. Welcome to the weekly Redfin Live update. We're going to review the good, the bad, the ugly about the housing market. My name is Jason Ferrier. I am the housing nerd. I'm also the Ohio housing nerd. And I do these videos every week to just keep you up to speed about the Ohio housing market. This is your chance to interact, ask questions about the Ohio market. If you have an area of the state you want me to analyze, I'm happy to do it. Today, I've got a whole list of counties to look at. And yeah, we're going to look at that after we look at the national article, the national picture, which I'm going to buzz through really quick. So yeah, chime in, questions, comments, where you want me to look in the market. What's up, Art of War? I like that name. Hello from Ohio State. Right on. That's sweet. Thanks. Thanks for joining us. All right. Let me jump into this article. So this is their national article from Redfin. New listings, pending sales fall as home prices hit another all-time high. Every week, Redfin puts out this article with an update. And yeah, so this is all national stuff right now. Then I'll do Ohio only after we're done with this. And they say new listings fell 1% year over year during the 4 weeks ending June 29th, the first decline in nearly 6 months, with would-be sellers taking notice of slow demand. But it's worth noting that the weekly average mortgage rate fell to 6.67%, its lowest level since early April. And so typically they have an article here, but this week they've skipped it because of the holiday. So I'll just review a few top-line indicators. Daily average 30-year fixed mortgage rate right now is about 6.75%. That's down from 7.07%. According to Mortgage News Daily, which I usually use to look at mortgage rates, 30-year fixed rate, 6.75%. It has been coming down over the last few weeks, few months, right? Started the year at one point in the year, we were at like 698. I think we got to 707, right? At one point. 624, but now it keeps coming down. And, you know, a lot of people think mortgage rates won't come down much more, but I don't know. I think the administration wants lower rates. Not to say we should have lower rates, but I think we may see lower rates as the summer wanes on. So let me see. Let's go to mortgage purchase applications. Look at this. Up 16% year over year. More people applying for mortgages nationally. I don't have this information just for Ohio, just for mortgage purchase applications. I don't have that, but nationally we're up 16%. So more people than last year applying for mortgages. Who would have known, right? Touring activity up 32% from the start of the year. At this time of the year was up 21%. We have more people looking for homes. Google searches for homes for sale. That's the highest level of the year. Or in a year, essentially flat from last year. How many people are typing into Google home for sale? So that gives you an indicator of demand, basically, right? Then we got key housing market data. The median sale price in the U.S. now nationally, $400,000, 125 up 1.4%. That's an all-time high. Wait till you see some of the prices in Ohio. They're not much better. I'll just give you that hint. Median asking price, how much people are asking for homes, $415,000. That's up 3.9%. Median monthly mortgage payment, it's the lowest level in 4 months, $2,742 at a 6.67% rate. That's up 1.6% year over year. but it's the lowest level in 4 months. That's crazy, right? Pending sales, how many homes are going into contract? Down 3.2%, 86,000. New listings. This is the big warning sign. Big warning sign. Nationally and in some areas of Ohio, I'm seeing this too. New listings are down nationally 0.7%. First decline in 6 months, nearly 6 months. Fewer people out there selling, putting their homes on the market. I just realized I just shared that. My bad. Active listings. How many homes are on the market to be sold? 1,184,000. Smallest increase in a year. So active listings nationally aren't great either. New listings aren't good. Active listings are more than last year, but not a ton more. Months of supply, 4.1 months of supply. Basically, that's a measure of supply and demand. So the houses are sitting longer on the market, though. You can see by median days on market, 37 days, that's up 5 days. Average sale to list price ratio, 99.1%. So buyers are getting about a 1% discount. Okay. So let me go now to our Ohio data. And if you have an area you want me to review out of Ohio, put in the comments. We'll get to it. Metro or county. County sometimes is better to look at. Just it kind of depends on the area of Ohio. But I'll go ahead and start with Franklin County and kind of work my way around. See if I have any comments. I got a couple comments. 1 comment, 2 comments, 23 people. Homes not selling in Jefferson County, Ohio. Interesting. Let me star that one, Davo, and let me check out that county. I mean, they're not selling. You're just seeing them sit on the market. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Let's look and see what's happening. But let's start with Franklin County. New listings. Look at this. Down 6.2%. 6.2% year over year in Franklin County. It's crazy. Fewer people listing their homes for sale versus last year. Again, if there's distress in the market, you're going to see it in new listings. We're not seeing it right now. Pending sales. Look at this. Pending sales down 2%. So fewer people listing, fewer people buying in Franklin County. Let's look at active listings of homes for sale. What do we got? Active listings. 24.43% higher than last year. So we do have more homes for sale. We do, right? And somebody was saying, Davo was saying in Jefferson County, homes aren't moving. Let's see median days on market. What do we got here? How long homes are sitting on the market? In Franklin County, they're at 37.75 days. That's up 3 days year over year. So a few more days versus last year. It's a 4-year high. Let's look at median sale price. Look at median sale price in Franklin County. $339,000. Up 3% year over year. It's an all-time high. All-time record high for home price in Franklin County, Ohio. That's not what you want to see if you're waiting to buy. It started this year at 307. Unreal. Unbelievable. All right, let's do I'm going to do Cuyahoga County. Cuyahoga County. Why I want to look at that. Unbelievable. The prices are just ridiculous. New listings down in Cuyahoga County, down 0.7%. I just looked at Cleveland. By the way, if you already know this, you may not. I have another YouTube channel called The Housing Nerd, not the Ohio Housing Nerd, just The Housing Nerd. And I do like national stuff and other markets. But I decided to make an Ohio channel because I got a lot of requests just for Ohio market analysis. So I figured, I'll create an Ohio channel, and it's done pretty well. Coming up on like 1,500 subscribers quickly. So thank you for your support. That means a lot. Seriously. New listings in Cuyahoga County down. Unreal. Cleveland, when I did the review for Cleveland Metro, new listings were actually up. But in Cuyahoga County, they're down. meaning fewer people in that county are putting their homes on the market than last year versus last year. Pending sales down 3.5%. People aren't buying there either as much as last year. Not as much demand either. It's kind of a stuck market, unfortunately. What do we got next? Let's look at active listings. Active listings. Look at that. Up 10.8%. So you do have more homes for sale, but not a ton more. It's not like it's exponentially more. 3,272 homes in the county for sale versus 2,900 homes. So like 300 more homes. About. That's it. That's it. Let's do median sale price. This is the bad one, right? Oh my goodness. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. $235,000. That's the median sale price, the house in the middle. So if you have 10 houses that sell, it's number 5. Like, what's that price? $235, up 8%. All-time record high by far. And it just continues to go up. That's crazy. But I'm really curious what you think about all this. Like, you live in these counties, like, what in the world? Prices do not want to come down. I mean, there's going to be some price cuts here and there, but goodness gracious. It's, I thought we'd be tapped out this year, honestly. Like, I thought, well, home prices, like, they've just gone up so much. Even I think that, being a housing nerd, not looking at the data just with my emotion, I'm like, there's no way people can afford these prices. They don't make any sense. Like, but the prices keep going up. Man. All right, let's look at Hamilton County, because that's Cincinnati. Yeah. Cincinnati. What do we got? I don't want to look at that either. New listings in Hamilton County. What do we got? Up 1.4%. That's it. That's all. So at least they're not down. At least you have more, more active or more new listings hitting the market. Let's look at active listings, see where those are. Active listings. 20% increase year over year. So just like Franklin County, Cuyahoga County, you've got more homes for sale. Pending sales. Up 1.5%. So people are buying too. Okay. Now, let me go back to median sale price. Yeah, look at this. $291,000 for Hamilton County. That's up 6.6%, call it 7% year over year. Is it an all-time high? It's tied with the all-time high at 291. You hit the all-time high last year, 291. So if it goes up anymore, next week we'll find out. That would be an all-time high if it goes up anymore. But it's still up 7% year over year. That's not sustainable. Like, if you think about that, I mean, in 10 years, that's 70%. Like, that doesn't work. But my opinion doesn't matter. Whatever people pay for homes, that's what matters. That's what the value of a home is, what people are willing to pay. People are willing to pay these prices still. I mean, if they cut interest rates, or if interest rates drop, like not just the federal rate, but if the mortgage interest rates drop, like if there's a 5 handle on mortgage interest rates, this will just keep going. Like the prices will just go and go and go because people will be able to afford more home because the payment's lower. Not that that's how you should buy a home, but a lot of people buy on payment only. The price doesn't matter. That's what a lot of people think. So that's how they buy, and the government knows that. The administration knows that. They're not stupid. They're just like, we'll lower the price. We'll lower the rates. Notice they never talk about lowering prices ever. I never hear them mention affordable housing. Got to get home prices lower for Americans. They never talk about that. We need rates lower so the housing market is unlocked. That's what they say. And we need lower debt payments for the national deficit. And so they want to lower the rates. Anyway, that is Hamilton County. Let me go back to, you know what I want to do now is, people always ask about this area. Let's look at Dayton. Montgomery County. A lot of people ask me about Montgomery County, which is perfectly fine. You're like, why wouldn't it be, Jason? Montgomery County. Montgomery County. Oh my gosh. I should skip that screen. That price did not look good. Montgomery County, which is Dayton, right? New listings up 5%. Good. You need more inventory. You do. You definitely need more inventory. Everybody needs more inventory. There's a few areas that don't. Pending sales down. So if you're looking for maybe some stabilization down the road in prices, if pending sales are low and new listings are higher, eventually that'll work itself out to lower prices, theoretically, based on the laws of supply and demand. But it's not immediate. The housing market's slow to react. All right, active listings. How many homes for sale? Look at this. Up 15%. 1,400. What'd you have last year? 1,200. Difference of, survey says, 200 listings. Is that a lot? Not really. Not really. But at least you're not down year over year in active listings. That'd be horrible. Oh my goodness. Look at median sale price in Montgomery County. What's going on there? Like what? I mean, 243, up 11% year over year. You started at 226 and then you dropped during the winter, okay, to 195 at one point, 215. Kind of bounced up and down, but now it's going right up, straight up. It's an all-time high. It's not even close. Like before your all-time high in 2024 was at 221, now 243. Let me go back to new listings. So yeah, I mean, look at active listings. I'm just trying to figure out like where the pricing is coming from, right? Like, is it because of inventory just being on? I guess last year, right? You had some homes hit the market at the end of last year in like September, but then the active inventory went down. It could be that there's just more homes on the market, even though new listings are lower. Or I'm sorry, they're up slightly, but you've got active inventory now going up pretty fast in Montgomery County. So maybe, you know, more homes on the market. So then people are like, I can buy one now because there's something to buy. And let's be honest, like the median sale price, I know there are homes that are probably more expensive and homes that are cheaper, but a median sale price in the 200 range, wherever it is, it has a 2 handle on it. I mean, that's cheap for the US. So maybe people are moving there. You know, maybe people are downsizing or something, buying more expensive homes, but they're smaller homes or something. They're selling their expensive homes in Hamilton County or Columbus. I don't know. I'm spitballing here, but geez, it's just crazy. I got to get out there to Montgomery County, see what's happening. Oh, man. Let me look at, somebody had one here. Jefferson County. Let me look at Jefferson County. Jefferson County, new listings. What do we got? Not a lot of new listings there. Only 16. Not a lot. Up 11% with new listings. But it's hard to get a gauge when there's only that, you know, there's just a few of them. But man, at the beginning of the year, it went up a lot. Look at that. I mean, it kept going up and up and up, adding more and more new listings. A lot of growth there. But then it went down, I guess it's going up again. Pending sales. What's up with pending sales in Jefferson County? You said homes are sitting on the market. Down 7.5% for pending sales. So fewer people buying houses. Let me look. Maybe the 12-week look is easier to read. This is the 12-week look instead of the 4-week picture. Down 3.3% with pending sales. So yeah, less demand overall. So I can understand why homes are sitting on the market. Let's look at off market in 2 weeks or less. How fast they're moving off the market. 18% of homes are off the market in 2 weeks or less. That's basically flat though. So you were seeing the same thing last year. Active homes for sale. Flat. Look at that. That's not good. That's not good at all. I mean, you're flat year over year with active inventory. That's surprising. You'd think all these areas would be growing with inventory, but I guess not. Median sale price. What's up with that? Up 2% to $157,000. It's not near an all-time high. It is up 2%. It doesn't look like prices are crashing. Let's look at, maybe this may help us a little bit more. Median days on market, maybe? That may kind of tell us what's happening with. Okay, so median days on market, 72. That's a long time. Means like the median house is sitting on the market before it goes into contract, 72 days. That's up 3 days year over year. So, Davo, you may just be seeing a lot of homes on the market that are, maybe they're really expensive. You tell me. Maybe they have a lot of acreage with them, so they're a higher price point, and therefore people can't afford them. Maybe that's what's going on. Or I wouldn't think they're move-in ready like affordable homes. I could be wrong, so you have to tell me. But thank you for suggesting that one. I hope it helped. We got 44 people on the live, by the way. Hit the like button. Don't be a freeloader. All you got to do is hit the like button to stay on. And if you have an area you want me to look at, please put it in the comments. Oh, I got a lot of comments. Look at this. Summit County. Let's do it. Summit. Summit County. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to do this one anyway because it's Akron. Right? It's on my list anyway. Good. Thank you for suggesting it. Let's do new listings in Summit County. What's going on in Akron? New listings up 1.9% year over year. So you have a few more people putting their home on the market, but nothing amazing. Pending sales up 9.2%. Wow. A lot more demand there than this time last year. A lot more is relative, but more demand. I'll say that. More demand. Active listings. Up 18%. And it continues to go up. You started down, you went down the beginning of the year, but then now you're going up. Steadily going up. Well, let's see, 1,200 active listings. What do you have last year? 1,000 active listings. So you've got 200 more active listings. But when you've got 1,200 active listings, a 200 unit increase is a start. At least there's somewhat of a increase in homes for sale. What about median sale price? Oh no. It's not an all-time high, but it's up 11% year over year in Summit County. The all-time high, 239, 238. You're right there at the all-time high. Very close. But it's started this year at 188. I mean, it always goes up, right, in the warmer months and then down in the cooler months. You can see that trend. But, I mean, you started at 188, now 236. There just seems to be a lot of demand in these Ohio cities and these Ohio counties. It's especially to people who don't live in Ohio. They're like, what? How's this possible? But it is. It is. And if you're from here, you're looking at these home prices thinking that's made up. That can't be real. I mean, they surprised me, and I'm a realtor. And I'm still shocked by some of the prices. But thanks for suggesting Summit County. Good. I'm in Ohio. Local, most things I see sitting for sale are pure garbage. Nice offerings are snatched up in a day or so. That's what I'm seeing too. Gone marbles. Thanks for joining us. You a mountain biker? Is that what you do? There's a big mountain bike trail over kind of near where I live, and it's called Horns Hill Park. They're supposed to have the best mountain biking around. It looks crazy. I don't attempt that stuff. But yeah, that's what I see too. I see homes that are sitting that are garbage or way overpriced or super expensive, right? But then homes that are good are gone. Guess who? My son and daughter-in-law are actively looking in Stark County, specifically southern portion. They are experiencing very quick offers and or outbid. Yeah. It unreal, right? When does this madness end? I don't know if it's going to, folks. I mean, it'll end at some point, obviously, but I don't know that it's going to anytime soon. Let me look at Stark County. Stark County is where that dude, Phil Davison, was from, right? He was on, I remember his video. I think it was Stark County. He had that video on YouTube where he was like running for county commissioner or something, had this crazy speech. He was yelling and going insane. Anyway, new listings in Stark County up 0.9%. So that's what you're seeing. Guess who you're seeing that there aren't a lot of new listings hitting the street. Just aren't. Pending sales. And pending sales are up 6.5%. And this isn't just the southern portion, like you had said, but for the county, they're up 6.5%, meaning you've got basically flat new listings, but demand is higher. That's not good. That doesn't help inventory, and that does not help prices. Active inventory only up 6.75%. So you're struggling putting homes on the market and keeping them there. Obviously, based on what you've said already, that's not good. Median sale price. Look at this. $236 in Stark County, $236,000, up 4.4% year over year. Is it an all-time high? Yeah, you're at an all-time high there. Record high home price in Stark County right now. Probably not what you want to hear, but I got to give it to you straight. It's not. It doesn't seem like that's going to change with the new listings and the active listings. What I'm seeing, pending sales, and now you can see it in the median sale price. And if people are outbidding your daughter, is it your daughter or daughter-in-law? Daughter-in-law and your son. If they're outbidding them, it means that people are willing to pay more. They are. The trick is the appraisal, right? The appraisal has to work out if you overbid on a house, or you have to bring cash to closing. But again, I said this just a little while ago, but if they lower interest rates, or if you see mortgage purchase or interest rates come down with a mortgage, that's going to it's just going to drive more demand because people buy on payment. They do. You know, the other thing is, and I know that I promoted it, but the tax thing, the property tax issue, if they eliminate property taxes in Ohio, it seems like a good thing for a lot of people. I don't like being taxed on unrealized gain. I don't think that's right. I think we definitely have to fund services, but if that property tax payment goes away, that's another several $100s a month home buyers aren't having to pay. That means that they can afford more house, and prices will then go up, I think, if property taxes go away. So it kind of could be like a consequence. It's just something to think about. That's all. All right. That is Stark County. What do we got next? Thanks for just suggesting Stark County. Oh, Jefferson County, home of Steubenville. Yep. I got this on my list, David. Union and Delaware counties. Some price cuts, but markets still seem strong. If priced right, new builds are still flying up everywhere. Yeah, I was over there doing a video in Union County. Prices and houses are expensive, very expensive. Some kind of weird noise back here. Median sale price. We got new listings in Union County. What do we got? Look at this. 3.1% up year over year. It's headed down. Last week or so, we're headed straight down. There's only like 24 in Union County. I'll look at Delaware County next. So not a lot of houses on the market or hitting the market. Pending sales, what are those doing? Wow, up 45%. Look at the demand in Union County. This year compared to other years, it's elevated. A lot more demand there. Up 40%, up 30%, up 18%. People are buying there compared to previous years. There's no doubt in Union County. Active listings. How many homes on the market? You got 29% more. So you do have more active listings. What did new listings do earlier in the year? Yeah, look at new listings though. Early in the year, new listings went up a lot. I mean, a lot. 18 to 32. But percentage-wise, it went up pretty fast. So then if you go back to active inventory, you can go, all right, the active inventory rose a lot. Maybe that just gave people ready to buy, waiting for homes to be completed or people to put their home on the market, and then they ran out and bought them because pending sales is up a lot. All right, let's look at median sale price. What's that doing? Yeah, there's not a lot of transactions, so it's going to be up and down. Up 6%, $442,000 right now. Down slightly on a trend, I guess. You started at 449. Now you're at 442. But it's really up and down because you don't have that many transactions. Let's look at Delaware County. Maybe that'll help us understand. Boy, I don't want to look at that. These are those sale price graphs are rough to look at. New listings in Delaware County up 1.2%. That's not a lot. Pending sales up 5.8%. So you have that, and that's 86 pending sales, right? Now, new listings, what are those at? 86 new listings, or 87, I guess. So basically didn't add any inventory at all. You got just as much coming off as you do coming on. Up 20% in active inventory. So you do have more homes on the market. Last year you had 703. Now you got 702. Now you got 843. Another 140 homes. But there's some super expensive homes in Delaware County. That's a high price area. Or it can be. Certain pockets are definitely high priced. Median sale price. Look at this. All-time high. 547. Goodness gracious. Up 2.3%, but it's an all-time high in Delaware County. And it shows no sign of slowing down. Like you started the year at 485, now 547. It'll fall during the fall. It always does. In the winter, you can see that trend always comes down. But man, there's no relief there at all for prices. None. None of these areas have relief for prices. Not for the locals anyway. That's one of the more expensive counties in Ohio, I think. Delaware County. The bottom line is you just don't have enough inventory to do anything to the market. The market's either going to be stuck or it's going to travel up as homes hit the market and people obviously can still afford it and they're willing to pay the price. Even at the interest rates we're at now, which are like in the high sixes. Imagine if the interest rates had a 5 on them. Forget about it, right? That's why I don't think they should lower interest rates. I think they need to keep them steady for a while and let the market do its thing, work itself out. Wow. Well, that's Delaware County. That was rough. There are a lot of new builds there too. Yeah, I know there are. Yeah, Dublin taxes are crazy. Yep. Nerds rock. Awesome. That's great. I am going to have some swag at some point. Some housing nerd swag, Ohio housing nerd stuff. Haven't got around to it yet. I'm in Columbus looking to buy next year. The median price is depressing. Yeah. I understand. There are techniques you can use to find a house at a deal. Or like, not where everybody else is looking. But it takes a lot of work. It takes digging in and hunting off market, being willing to do work like rehab work. If you are, that's a way to buy a house that maybe you can get some relief on the price. Also, house hack by buying a duplex and putting a renter in one side, you live in one side, and then you can offset some of that mortgage. That's a good way to do it. Finding a fixer-upper, obviously, looking at expired listings. The other thing I do, Lenjoy, is Ian Joy. Ian Joy, is that right? Ian Joy? I'm just gonna call you Joy. The other thing I do, Joy, is you drive for dollars, basically drive the streets looking for homes that look like they need work, and then you write the address down, and then send that person a letter in the mail that says, "Hey, I live in Ohio, or I live in Central Ohio. I'd like to talk to you about buying your house." And if you do that enough, you'll get people that actually raise their hand and go, "Yeah, I'm willing to sell." And they'd rather sell to you most of the time than sell to an investor. Oh, and Ohio did come up with, there's a law that I don't know that it passed, but I think it just passed the Senate for wholesaling. And wholesalers now in Ohio have to register real estate wholesaling, which is basically selling a contract. They have to register now with the state, and they have to disclose a bunch of stuff to the homeowner before they put it into contract. Basically what that means is that there may be more inventory hitting the street because of that. But remains to be seen. But I'm sorry that you're depressed about it, because it can be depressing. But have faith, be patient, and be willing to do things others are unwilling to do to find a home. Many will not sell because they cannot replace what they already own and do not want to move in this unstable economy. Right. Yeah, the switching cost is super high, right? Who's going to sell their home they bought years ago for a low price and for a lower interest rate, for a higher price and a higher interest rate? Plus, you have to move. Nobody likes moving. Yeah, there's not a lot of incentive to move right now. And that's why they want a lower interest rate, so that those sales free up, right? Question: what do you think of friends or family pooling resources to co-own a house? Seems like it might work for some people. Not a bad idea, TK. Actually used to know a TK out in Washington State, but I don't think that's you. Yeah, I mean, it can be a good idea. The thing I'd watch out for, though, is how it's deeded and how it's titled and all that, because then you've got to get everybody's buy-in to do whatever to the house. Like if you're like, I want to sell my house, well, you got to buy-in, right, from everybody who's involved. But I think more and more people may do this. That's why the house hack, where if you can buy a 2, a 3, or a 4-unit building, maybe you have an aging relative. If you get a 2 or 3 or 4-unit building, then you can rent out the other units and help pay your mortgage. And then if you have an elderly parent or something, maybe they live in one of the units. I see more people doing that. And if I had to do it all over again, I would definitely house hack. No question about it. Delaware County property taxes are crazy too. Yeah, they are. Property taxes in Ohio are crazy everywhere. Thanks, MJ. Muskingum County. Hey, Andrew. Yeah, no problem. No problem. I was just out in Muskingum County this morning. I don't want to look at that. I'll look at new listings. Muskingum County. Down 7.4%. That's not good. Pending sales up 8.4%. More people buying, less people selling. That's kind of like not what you want to see. Not what you want to see. Active listings. What's up with that? 31% increase in active inventory. Must be a lot of homes just sitting there because new listings haven't been going up and pending sales are higher. So you got to assume there's just maybe some active inventory that nobody wants. I saw one today that people are passing on. Yeah, inventory that kind of doesn't count. The price is too high. Median sale price. Let's do that. Well, it's not a 4-year high. It is a 4-year high for this time of year. It's not an all-time high, though. Up 7% year over year, 8%. In Muskingum County, I think values of homes went up something in the 60% range, 60% over the last 5 years. It's unbelievable. But homes continue to go up. I mean, the median price, right? The median, $224 in Muskingum County. Who would have ever thought? And it continues to go up. But it's trending. I mean, it is trending down somewhat because you were at 266. You peaked at an all-time high. And now at 224. But it's up and down a lot because there's not a lot of transactions. That's one of the reasons. But yeah, I think homes there go quick when they're good and they're priced remotely correctly. I think they're probably going quickly. And there's a lot of old homes there that could be fixed up, certainly, especially in Zanesville, right? I hope that helps. It doesn't seem like you have any. You do have more inventory than last year, but not enough where it looks like it's going to crater prices at all. Yeah. Sorry to see that. This market needs to reset. What's your opinion on foreclosure sales? Keep up the great work. Oh, thank you for that. I like the encouragement. And by the way, if you're just joining us on the Ohio Housing Nerd, just hit a thumbs up. Don't be a freeloader. On foreclosure sales, I think you will see more foreclosures coming up as we see student loans with problems and you see the unwind of the forbearance programs that we have. So there's a bunch of people that aren't making mortgage payments right now, like maybe like 600,000 because they don't have to. The government's making it for them, but they will have to. I mean, the money doesn't go away. It's something that the homeowner has to pay eventually if they sell or refinance. But those programs are ending. You got the student loan program now that's now, actually collecting the payments. All that tells me that there probably will be more distress and probably more foreclosures. Foreclosures have been rising nationally over the past, year or so. They've been steadily going up, but they're still way low compared to historical averages. The one place I think you may see more foreclosures versus other areas of the country are tax foreclosures, because there's no stopping those. If you get a tax lien on your property, you can't get a forbearance. They just foreclose. So I am seeing more tax auctions, more tax foreclosures. It's not a bad way to buy a property. You just got to know what the risk is and get in with your eyes open, but it's not a horrible way to buy a property. And you got to be willing to do work and realize that if it's a foreclosure, probably not going to be in great condition when you get your hands on it. You're going to need, a hazmat suit, a lot of dumpsters, a bunch of demo work. But if you're willing to do that work or you're prepared for it financially and time-wise, it can be a good way to get instant equity. But I appreciate the support. Guess who? Hey, just found your channel the other day. Oh, I'm glad. I've been actively trying to purchase a home for the past 6 years. From what I'm seeing here in Trumbull County, prices have gone up 200% in some cases. I had that on my list, Trumbull County. I've got about 20 more minutes, maybe 15 before I got to run. I did a live before this. And on the regular Housing Nerd channel, my wife was like, "What are you doing?" Like, she wants to go to the fair, right? The fair's in town for the weekend, so she wants to go to the fair and get some fair food. So She was like, when are you going to be done? New listings in Trumbull County. Let's look at it. Find out what's happening in Trumbull County. 17% increase year over year. So you do have more people listing their home for sale. That's good. Okay, I'm just looking. I want to get my bearings. That's like northwest of Youngstown, right? Cool. I don't look at this market much. 17% increase in new listings. So definitely more people putting their home on the market. Pending sales. 17% increase in pending sales too. So people are buying, people are selling. 57 homes went into contract. You've got 56 homes newly listed. It's a wash, basically no inventory added. That's what that means. And what you really need are new listings of like 200 for the week and then 56 pending sales. Then you're adding some active inventory, but you're not getting that right now. Active inventory is up 16% year over year, 17%. You've got another what? 37, 74. You got another 60 homes. That's it on the market compared to last year. Not a ton more. Yeah. I mean, you were right. Mr. Rafe. Is that how you say it? Mr. Rafe. I mean, you're up 16% right now in home prices. It's an all-time high in median home price for Trumbull County. $193,000, up 16%. You started the year at 173. So I don't know if they've gone up 200% or not. I don't have that data handy, since the pandemic started or in the last 6 years, but they're certainly up year over year a lot, and it's an all-time high price right now. Wow. I appreciate it, Davo. You're the only like. What? Nah, that can't be. Is that right? Got 71 people on. Hang on a second. Look at this. In my opinion, high prices are good for net worth. Would be happy to see interest rates and taxes drop. Yeah, look, I own real estate. I'm an investor. I spend a lot of time on my investment properties. Do I want values to go up on them? Sure. Do I want interest rates to drop so I can refinance them? Yeah, that'd be nice. But at the end of the day, I'm also thinking, well, it's not healthy for the Ohio housing market. And before COVID, when I was a realtor, it was easy to help somebody find a home for sale or to buy, right? Like they were, it wasn't that hard. Now it's like so difficult that you really feel for the people that are looking for a house, an affordable house. So I understand what you're saying completely. And by the way, I'm not folding you for that. I mean, everybody has their way of doing things. Is BlackRock still buying up single family homes? I've only had 3 calls today. They are selling more than they're buying right now, but they still own because they own the major share in American Homes for Rent and Invitation Homes, I believe. And I think they together it's like 180,000 single family homes. But the institutional investors own a very small fraction of the housing market. It's like 2 or 3%. Mom and pop investors like me, actually, unfortunately, own the majority of rentals in the US. I don't own a lot of single family houses, only own like 1. All my investment properties are duplexes, triplexes, and quads. Or larger, but they're not single family homes. But the single family home market is dominated by the mom and pop investor. Sometimes because of divorce, sometimes because they were left the house when the parent passed away. But investors that own less than 10 homes are the dominant force in the housing market. I just did a video on the regular Housing Nerd channel about that. Jefferson County homes are overpriced. Yeah. I don't live in Ohio, but I'm moving to Columbus area and I'm shocked by the prices. And yeah, the nicer places are gone quickly. Yeah. I've had people move from New Jersey, Arizona, California, and they're surprised on the home price, but they're also surprised on the taxes. They're like, yikes. Have you looked at anything in Southeast Ohio? Yes. We looked at Hamilton County and Montgomery County. I did Trumbull County. Let me just look here real quick. I'm just looking through these requests. Okay, let me do Lorain County. I did Trumbull earlier, Adam. Ex razor stylist. Lorain County. Let me do that one. All right, new listings in Lorain County. 15% up year over year. So more people listing their home. That's good. Pending sales. What do you got? Up 6%. People are buying. They put 101 homes in contract. New listings are at 107. So you gained a few more active listings. I keep seeing that over and over again, just not gaining a lot of active listings. I mean, you're up 17% in active listings, but it's stalling out. You had 600 last year. Now you've got 704, another 100 homes. And pending or median sale price rather, $271,000, up 3.8% year over year. Wow. Man. You know, the other, yeah, it's crazy. $271,000. It's not a 4-year, it's not an all-time high. It's a 4-year high for this time of year, I guess. Up 4%. You peaked at 275 last year. Goodness gracious. Let me just. I'm just looking at the comments. Sorry for not. Yeah, I asked this. I can't move from my house. I paid $58,000 for my house cash. Couldn't repeat. Right. You're stuck. You can't, there's no way to free it up. That's why the government wants to lower interest rates. I wouldn't be shocked if they came out with a 40-year mortgage. Wouldn't be shocked. Like, you can get a 40-year mortgage if you have a loan modification. If you get in trouble with your payment, I think they'll modify it to a 40-year loan as an option. But I wouldn't be surprised if that came out as like standard operating procedure. Got to go, my fellow nerds. Got to fire up the grill burgers, hot dogs. Happy 4th. Yeah, I hear you, man. I got to go too. So listen, with all seriousness, I can't thank you enough for the support on this channel. Like, if you're watching this right now, I really appreciate it. I can't believe the support I've received from the Ohio Housing Nerd channel, like on it. Like, I'm growing the channel faster than I did my other channel, and I cover the entire country. And I've got 57 people on right now. I had 66 at one point today. Earlier on my other channel, which is national, I only had like 60. So the Ohio channel is doing really well, and I appreciate it. It'd be great to get the Ohio channel over the subscribers I have on the Housing Nerd, which is 7,000 now. So if we can get over 7,000, and who knows, sky's the limit. Let's keep going. But share this video, like, subscribe to the Housing Nerd. Thanks so much for the watching. The fact you're taking your time says a lot, because time's very valuable. I hope this helped. Put your comments in the video after I post it. Tell me what other markets you want me to look at in Ohio. I am going to make a trip around Ohio into some other markets. You know, I'm not going to just do it this summer. I'll continue to do it and cover some, areas on the ground. But thank you. Have a safe 4th, and I will talk to you here in a few days on the Ohio Housing Nerd. I'm out.